Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle. And it's called Can I Pet That Dog by AQJHS. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in each cell in the grid, place one digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. That is a box. We have a doppeldig loop. So it's not a dog, but it's a doppeldig loop. I think he meant supposed to put the umlaut over the O. Doppel? No, it's not. It's doppel. I don't know. Anyways, draw an orthogonal non-branching closed loop that doesn't cross it or touch itself, not even diagonally. The loop starts at the cell marked with the dog and is considered to be oriented in the direction indicated by the arrow. That is row 6, column 6, and row 6, column 7 are in the loop. So these two cells are in the loop. And an orthogonally connected loop, orthogonal loop, basically means that every cell on the loop must share an edge with 2 and only 2 cells on the loop. So, for example, this is a valid loop. This, however, would not be because this shares an edge only with 1 cell. You also cannot share corners with any other cell in the loop, except for, well, you can't essentially. Okay, so this is what you can't branch, so therefore the loop just basically is a single loop. You can't touch itself. Now that's interesting. About diagonally, that would mean something like, what's a valid example? Let's remove this. Actually, that's fine. This is not valid because it touches itself diagonally. So even though this fulfills everything else about the loop, about every cell in the loop shares 2 and only 2 cell edges with any other cell in the loop, this doesn't work because these touch each other on the corner. So that's what the orthogonal non-branching closed loop does. The cell on the loop with digit D will have a value equal to the cell D steps away along the loop in the orientation given by the arrow. Okay. Okay. Cells not on the loop will have a value equal to the digits in them. Okay. So the value of this digit on the loop is basically however many digits along, however many steps, essentially, away from that cell, the value of the digit in that cell. So if this were to be like, say, 5, that would mean along this digit, the arrow, say this was the actual loop, then you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps away. The value of this cell would be whatever this cell is. So it would be like 9 or something. So this value would be 9. Say this was 9 itself. And this value would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps away. So then the value would be whatever this cell has, which is, we'll put a 6 there. Or it could be, if we put 9 there, then the value of that would be 9. And cells not on the loop will have a value equal to the digit in them, essentially. So the only difference in value is digits on digits that are on the loop have their value is the digit that's actually in the cell that is however many cell steps away, which is the digit, the end, okay. The value of the cell on a loop is essentially the value of the cell that is n steps away from that cell, with n being the digit in that cell, right? So that's just a clarification of how the loop works. Cells not on the loop will, okay, and cells not on the loop have a value equal to what their digit is. Adjacent digits, not values along the loop, must have a difference of at least 5. So for example, if this were, say, a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9, because this is basically the loop acts as a German whisper line, a German whisper loop, actually. So, and the reason why we know this would be 8 or 9 is because the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3 are 8 and 9. Values in a cage sum to the indicated total. So the values of these 3 cells in this cage is 3, adds up to 3. The value of these 3 cells in this cage adds up to 3. And the value of these 2 cells in this cage adds up to 2. Etc., etc. Okay. Cells marked with a circle are not part of the loop. Okay, that's good to know. And have a digit that equal to the count of the up to 8 neighboring loop cells. So, this cell, actually all of these cells are not on the loop. So this is not actually a valid loop. But all of these cells are not on the loop, and they count the number of 8 surrounding cells that are on the loop, essentially. So technically, if the loop were like this, this would be 8. This would be 8 because all 8 cells around that cell are in the loop. This would be 3 because 3 cells surrounding it are in the loop. This would be 2 because 2 of the cells surrounding it are in the loop. And this would be 0, but obviously can't be 0 because that's not normal Sudoku. And then finally, we have clues outside the grid show the value sum of loop cells in the indicated row or column. Okay, so that means for all the cells on the loop, so say for all the cells on the loop, we know that the value sum of these have to be 3 in this direction. So the value of the cells in the loop, on the loop. So that does not mean the digits in the loop. For row 9, it's 18. For column 8, it's 3. And for column 9, the values of the cells on the loop must add up to 3. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so these 2 are on the loop. We know that for certain. None of the circles are on the loop, so we can do that. To add up to 5. So this cell is whatever the digit is. How does this circle go here? Okay, so this one can either go that way or that way. We know at least one of these cells is on the loop. Actually, we know all of these cells' value must be 1. Therefore, 3 out of these cells are on the loop. It cannot go in and then back out. It has to be 3 that way or 3 this way. So these are on the loop no matter what. And there's only 3. So it goes that way or it goes that way. And then it enters in possibly that way. 2 out of the 3 here are on the loop. Okay, so it cannot be 3 this way because the sum of the values on the loop is 3 here. So there's only 3 digits here. So if we try to go here, then that way. Actually, all of them could be on the loop. Never mind. So it could go that way, or it could go this way. So this always has to be on the loop, right? If it's 3 this way, it has to exit out this way. And then where can it go? Cannot go down here because it would touch itself. So it would have to go up here. So this is always on the loop. So it goes either 3 this way, then there, and then it doesn't, yeah. This 5 indicates that one of these digits must be on the loop at least. We don't know which. But to connect to this, like how does it connect and stay on the loop? So this could be on the loop, but none of these are. So none of these are on the loop. This cannot be on the loop because we have 3 here. This is on the loop, so it's 1. How does it go here? It can't because it can't go here and then exit out. How does this work? To get to this one of these two has to be on the loop. And I don't think it can, well, this is 3. So how does it connect to here? Oh, I guess it, well, no, it can't be 2 because then that would touch itself. It has to be 3. How does this work? This doesn't work, I don't think. At least 2 of these are on the loop. It could be something like this. This is possible here. At least one of these 2 is on the loop. This needs to be... One of these is a 1. And then you have... the other one not be on the loop. But the problem is... this then doesn't go to this, and this cage cannot add up to 5 unless you have one digit that's on the loop. Unless I'm misunderstanding how these value sum of loops work, this has to be 3 at most on the loop. This has to be 3 at most on the loop. And it just can't... oh, it could go... well, no, but it doesn't cross itself. I'm so confused. So this cannot go on the loop. It can't... it has to be on the loop here. But this would touch itself if it's on the loop. So it cannot be here. But you can't connect to here. Oh, I get it has to go this way. And then this has to connect this way. Okay. Yeah, this has to connect this way to there. That's the only way this loop works. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. So it has to connect this way, essentially, to the loop. And, okay, so... it must connect through here, because this doesn't go that way. That doesn't work. This can only go through that way. So these are not on the loop. These cannot be on the loop. Since this can't be on the loop, this can't be on the loop here. So it must connect this way. This can't be on the loop because it would touch itself. So it doesn't go there. It must go through here. This must be 3 digits on the loop. This adds up to 3. And it could be, this is not on the loop. It could go either that way or it could go that way. Okay. So this part connects to here. This part has to go all the way around here to go back to the dog. We need to have a digit on the loop here. So this is at least 6. So it's 6, 7, or 8. This has to be 2. This is a value of 2. That means, because it sees 2, this has to be then 1. And this must be a value of 2, because it can't be 3. If it's 3, then this would be a value of 1, 2, and 3, which adds up to 5. This must be then whatever the value of this cell is a 2, but we don't know which one. We don't know where on this it is. This could be 3 or 4. This is 6, 7, cannot be 8. If it tried to be 8, then this would be a closed loop by itself. So this is 6 or 7, this is 3 or 4. We have to have at least 2 digits here on the loop. The value of these are 18 on the loop. It has to be at least 3 digits. So it's going in this direction for the loop. Okay, so this is value of 1. So this is a 1 here. This sees at least 4. So it could be 4 and at most 6. So this is 4, 5, or 6 here. What you cannot have on the loop is a 5, because this is a German whisper loop, right? All 3 of these are on the loop. At least one of these is on the loop. At least one of these is on the loop. At least one of these is on the loop. At least 2 of these are on the loop. 3. At least 3 of these are on the loop. So it can go that way, or that way, right? Because you can't have 2. It would just touch itself. So this is always on the loop. So it could go 2 on the loop here. Could be both of these, or it could be all of these. It could actually be 4 on the loop, or 5 technically. So we don't actually know that. At least one of these is on the loop. So it could do something like that. It could do something like that. It could do something like that. We don't know. It could be something like that. That's possible too. So the loop goes this way. So this cannot be 1, 2, or 3, because this has to have a value of 1. So it cannot be 1, 2, or 3. It could be 4. So this could be 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means this can't be 1. So this can't be 6, actually. The 4 could be next to a 9, or the 7, 8, 9 could be next to 1 through 4, but this can't be 1, so this is 2 through 4. This is also next to either 9 or 3 or 4 here. Okay, so this value is 3 or 4. This value has to be at least 5 away from 3, so this cannot be 7. So this is 8 or 9 here. This can't be 4. If this were 4, this would then be 9, guaranteed. But that would have to be 9, and that's not possible. So this can't be 4. This is 3 or 9. So if this is 3, this is 8 or 9, and this is 8 or 9. If this is 9, it could be 2, 3, or 4 here. This digit is either 1, 2, 3, or 4 from the 9, or it's 7, 8, and 9 here. This digit, if it's low, it's 3 or 4, but it can't be 4, right? If it's 4 here, if it's 4 here, it would guarantee that it's next to 2 unique digits on the German whisper line, and that's not allowed. So this cannot be 4 if it's low. Therefore, this would be 3. But these are of the same low-high ranking. So if this is low, that's 3. If this is low, it's 3. So this can't be 3. This can't be low. Okay, let's mark the non-loop cells now as... We're going to mark them as gray. And we're going to mark these as low and high. So these must be high. This must be a low. So this must be low. This has to be a low. Because on a German whisper line, you'll always alternate between low and high digits, right? And we know the digits on the loop have a difference of 5. So this is essentially a German whisper line loop. This can't be 3 and 3, therefore this is high, so this is 9, which forces this to be 4. This is 9 then also. That forces this to be 2 or 3. This can't be 3. This is 7 or 8 here. This has to be 2 or 3 here. 4 away from the this digit in this direction must be a 1. So it must go this way, and this must be 1. So this cannot be on the loop. This is a high digit. And okay, so anytime you have a loop and you alternate between sets, you always know the set, no matter how the loop works, as long as it's orthogonally connected, it always has to go to the same set. So this would go high, low, high. So this would always have to be a high digit, no matter what, right? Because if it goes low, high, low, high, low, high, it would go go that way. And this is for any orthogonally connected loop, even if it touches itself. So it'd be high, low, high, low. So you could actually have a checkered board pattern, essentially, of how that looks, right? So these would all be lows, possible. So these would all be lows. These would all be highs, possible, right? These would be highs. These would be lows. These would be highs. But the thing is, we don't really care about the high or low value of them, except the ones we know are on the loop. So this is high. This is low. We know these are on the loop. So this is high, low, high, low. This would be high, low, high. So this is on the loop and it's high. So the value of this is 7 or 8. It's probably 7 would be my guess. Okay, this cannot be 3, because if it were 3, the problem is 3 away going this direction, and it does have to go this direction because this has to go this way into the dog, to go back to the dog. It has to go around here to here. This going that way, if you have 3, you go 1, 2, 3, that would not be 1. If you go 1, 2, 3, that would not be 1. So this has to be 2. I'm guessing this is probably 7 to match the 9 here, but we don't know. So it could be like that. That's possible. It could be like that. That's possible. The value of whatever is on this loop is a 4. That's interesting. That means this has to be It has to be a low digit, right? So that would be 1, 3. Oh, these are all on the loop. That's interesting. So this has to be 2 and 3, which forces this to be 4 here. So 4 away from here has to have a 1. So it has to be 1, 2, 3. It cannot be here because that would be 1. So it has to go this way. So this is 4. This is not on the loop then. So this has to be a 1 here. It has to be 2. Oh, wait, no, 2. So it could be here. This is 2 or 3. Okay. These both have to be 9. Okay. To be next to the 4 on the loop, this is 1 or 3 here. They're both 9. So this is 9 in value. Therefore, this must be 8 in value, but we don't know which one that is. Okay. This is a 2, 3 pair. This cannot be 4. This is already 5 here. Can this connect this way? If it's 4, if this is 4, well, this 9 has to add up to, has to have a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, so that is possible to connect this way. Otherwise, it has to go to a 4 somewhere here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it can't double back. It's probably connecting this way then, which would make that a 2. What else could it be? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't connect this way. So it'd be, if it goes this way, that would be 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that doesn't work. It cannot go down here because that would touch itself then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. If we try to go to here, the problem is there's no way to actually go back here then, because it would touch itself. So if we tried going up to here, the problem is 9 would have to be, the 9th cell in this direction would always be in row 4, and there's already a 4 there. So that would not have a 4 in value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, there's a 4 there. All of these have to go this. Actually, I guess it could go something like that. This is not on the loop because it would touch both of these. And they are not connected. Right, if it tried to do that, that would form a loop by itself. So this is not on the loop. It cannot go this way. We try, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 doesn't work because it would touch itself going back this way. So it cannot go here. It can't go to here because the problem is this part doesn't have a way to loop back without touching it. It can't go here because this is 9 exactly. If it tries to go here to go around here, it touches itself. And if it goes here, this is 9. So this has to connect here. So therefore, this 4 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, has to be 2. So this is 2. The 9 away is a 4, so that's a 4 in value. This is 1 or 3. It's next to a 9. This cannot go 3 this way. Actually, it could. It could go 3 that way. Okay. This has to be 7 and 8 as a 7, 8 pair. That eliminates 7 and 8 in the rest of the column. This can't be 7. This is 6, which we already know because, okay, well, we didn't know this part. But this actually eliminates, yes, we did know actually that because this being in the loop eliminates these cells from being on the loop because you can't touch itself. Okay. Let's see. So this is a value of 1. This must be a value of 1. So this must be a value of 2 then to add up to 3. This is 1. It could go that way or that way. We don't know. Oh, it cannot go this way. If it goes this way, it's a high digit. And there's no more high digits left in column 6. We have 6, 7, and 8 accounted for, and this is 9 accounted for. So it must go this way, which means it has to turn this way. It cannot touch this one, then it has to go here. This is high. It could go like that. It could just go straight through. We don't know. This has to be 6, 7, or 8. This is 1 or 3 because it cannot be 2. This is... It's connected to 2 unique digits on a German whisper loop. So it cannot be 6. It could be 7, 8, or 9. This 9 needs to point to a 1 somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. You could have that way. What are the digits in column 6 left? It has to be 1 through 5, right? And this can't be 1 or 2, and this can't be 2. So 1 has to be in column 6. 1 has to be one of these 2 digits because it can't be here because this sees 3 cells in the neighboring 5. It could be 4 though, but it cannot be 5 because this is not. So 5 has to be one of these 2 then. Therefore, if it's 9, it cannot be 1, 2. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It cannot be 7, 8, 9 because the 1 is already counted for in that box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It cannot go down. 7, 8, and 9. It has to stay this way, right? Because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 1 cannot be in this rest of the box. So it can't stay in the box, and it would if it goes down here, or it stays in row 2, which it sees that 1, which is, it would not be either. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, can't go 7, 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9. So it must go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't go 8, 9. Again, you can't go 8, 9. So it must go this way. Can't go down, so it must go this way. So this is 9, and this has to be 1. So this is 1, this is 3. This is in between 2 unique digits on a German whisper loop, so this is 2. Cannot be 4. This is 3, that makes this 8 and 9. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This has to have a value of 7. So 7 away on this loop is value of 1. Okay. 9 has to... Okay, so what are the digits remaining in row 1? We have 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Well, in box 3, we have a 4, 5, 6 triplet, which eliminates 4, 5, and 6 in the rest of the row, or in the rest of the box. So this is 3. This also 4 has to be one of these 2, so this cannot be 4 here. This is 5 or 6. If it were on the loop, the problem is that 6 would be next to 2 unique digits on the loop, which is not allowed. So this can't be on the loop. Therefore, it must go here. This is high. It could go to here. This has to be specifically 8 or 9 because it's on the loop. And it can't be 7. So one of these, okay, so it's either this is on the loop or this is on the loop. One of these 2 has to be on the loop because you can't have 2 unique digits adding up to 18. So the value has to be, one of them at least has to be on the loop. So this is on the loop no matter what. It's a high digit. And it cannot be 9. It's next to 2 unique digits. Well, it's not necessarily. It could be next to 1 unique digit. So this is, no, but it has to, one of them has to be at least greater than 1. So it can't be 7. It must be 8 or 9. It can't be 9. Therefore, this is 8. This is 9. And what does that mean? That means this has to be on the loop, because if it's not on the loop, 9 is not possible to be not on the loop and provide its value, because in this box we already have a 9. So this must be on the loop. This is a low, and it cannot be 1 or 2, so this is 3. So this 3 away has to have a value of 9. It cannot be anywhere here. It cannot touch itself anyway, so this is not on the loop. These are not on the loop. None of these are on the loop, actually. It can't get to here without going anywhere else on the loop. It will be blocked, so it can't go in there. So this must go this way. And 9 cannot be here, so it must be this way, because these both must add up to, these must both be 9 in value. So the 3 away must be here. So this is 9 in value. This is a low digit. It cannot be 4 or 3, so this is 1 or 2. So this is a 9 in value. 9 cannot be either of these by itself, so both of these must be on the loop. This must be a high digit, and this must be a low digit here. So it connects to one of these. This is not on the loop. Cannot go this way now, so neither of these are on the loop. It goes either here or it goes here, down here. So neither of these can be on the loop. Since neither of these can be on the loop, neither of these can be on the loop, because it can't enter in and then exit back out. This cannot be on the, actually it could be on the loop. It could go like that. Never mind. One of these at least has to be on the loop, because it also adds up to 18. And if it goes here, it can't have 3 digits this way without going here. So if it goes this way, it must go down here to here. If it goes this way, it must go here to here. Actually, so then we know this is 3 this way. So this has to be on the loop, guaranteed, because both of these are on the loop. Therefore, they must touch these. So it must go either here to here to here to here to there. So this is always on the loop. This is always on the loop. These cannot be. These cannot be on the loop anymore because of what we have here. Right, because it has to connect. This is 8 in value. This has to be 9 in value, because 1 and 3 away are both 9s. If this were 3, this would guaranteed to be 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be that. Otherwise, it cannot be 6. So this is 7 or 8 away. If it's 7, that doesn't work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be 2 in value. So this has to be 8 away. And that must be an 8 in value. That's 8 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 in value. So that makes this 7. This cannot be a 9. So this has to be on the loop. So this is high. This is not on the loop. We don't know about these. This digit can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it can't be 6 because that would be next to 2 unique digits on the loop, which is not allowed. Also, there's 6 here, so this has to be 8 to be 9 in value, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This has to be 9 in value. And it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's not allowed because it's 1 through 4 digits. So this must be 1, which makes this 9. This must be 3 to be 9 away, or to have 9 in value. 1, 2, and 3. This has to be, cannot be 8, cannot be 9, sorry, so this must be 8. So this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 9 in value. So these two add up to 18 in value. These two add up to 18 in value. This is an 8 in value. 9 away from here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 2. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a 2 in value. This is 8 in value, so that's 2 and 8. We have to have a 6 in value here. No, an 8 in value here. So this must be 1. Okay, well, this is 1, this is 3. We need an 8 in value. The only 8 in value that's 1, 2, 3, 4 away is 1. So this is 1. So this is 2, 8, and 8 in value. This is not... So this is 8 in value. That forces this to be 7. This is 4 now. This can't be 3 or 4, so this is 5, which makes that 1. This has 5 cells surrounding it that are on the loop, so this is 5. That makes this a 4, 6 pair, which eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the row, so this is 5. This is 1 in value. So this 1 says this is 8 in value, so 8 plus 7 is 15. These two digits must be a 2 and 5, but this can't be 2 because of the 2 in the column, so this is 5, this is 2. This 3 away is 9 in value. 8 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 8 in value, so 8 plus 9 is 17. 9 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 4 in value. 4 away, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2 in value. This is 2, 1, and 2 adds up to 5. 1 and 1, 4 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 1 is 2. 9 away and 7 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both add up to 1, are 1, so it's 1 and 1. This is 1 in value. This has to be 2 in value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it is. So these are satisfied. These are satisfied. This cage is satisfied. 9 away from this must be 1. 2 away is 1. So 9 and 7 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 has to be a 1. And this can't be a 1. So this is not on the loop, which forces this to be a 1 and on the loop. Right? So then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 away. That makes this a 2, which makes this 3, which makes that 2. So all of these cages are done. 3 away from this cell is 9. 8 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 9. So that adds up to 18. We already figured these out. These are worked, and these all work. So now the rest is just normal Sudoku. 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 6, this is 4. How many 1s do we have? We have 8 1s, so we know where the last one has to be then. It has to be here. Right? 2s. How many 2s do we have? Well, we have 7 2s. In box 7, 2 cannot be here, here, or here, so this must be 2 here. That gives us 8 2s, so we know where the last 2 has to be. It has to be here. 3s. In box 9, 3 cannot be here, here, or here, or here, because of the 3s in the rows and columns, so this must be 3 here. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to finishing this. We don't know about the 3s here or here. So that's 4 in row 7. 4 has to be here. And we don't know for the rest. 5s. We don't have much information. Okay. Actually, in box 7, 5 can't be here, so this must be 5 here. But 5 can still be any of these 3. Well, actually, where's 5 in row 4? Cannot be here or here because of 5 in the column, so this must be 5 there. 5 can be any of these 3, any of these 2, or any of these. Okay, so 5 in box 9 cannot be here or here because 5's in the row in the column, so this must be 5 here. That means in box 6, 5 has to be here, which means 5, where we have 8 5s now, we know where the last 5 has to be. It has to be here. 6s. 6 cannot be here in box 9, so 6 has to be here. 6 can't be here in row 8, so it has to be here. 6 can be either of these. This is pretty broad too. 7. 7 in column 1 has to be here, which means 7 in row 7 has to be here. 7 in column 7 has to be here. In box 2, 7 cannot be here or here because of 7's in the row and column, so this must be 7. And we have 8 7's. We know where the last 7 has to be. It has to be here. So that gives us all the 7's, all the 8's. In row 8, 8 has to be here. We have 8. No, we don't have 8 8's, but in box 2, 8 cannot be here or here. So 8 must be here. We have 8 8's now, so 8 must be here as the last 8. And then 9's. We have 8 9's. We know where the last 9 has to be. It has to be here. Okay, so we already did the 1's. We already did the 2's. 3's going to have a lot. In box 5, 3 cannot be here or here anymore, so this must be 3 here. That leaves 8. We have 3 8's, or sorry, 8 3's now, and we know the last 3 is, it's here. 4, 4 in the box 5 cannot be here, so this is 4. 4 in box 2 cannot be here, so this is 4. 4 in box 1 cannot be here, so this is 4. That eliminates 4 from being here, so this is 4. And that should be all the 4's then. 5's, I think we have all 5's, right? 6's. 6's are still limited, but we can fill things in. If this has to be a 6, this has to be a 6. That leaves this as a 6 and this as a 6. And then this has to be 6. Actually, the 6 is the only thing left. So those are all the 6's. And actually, this was pretty cool. I liked all of this, the combining sort of the German whisper line with basically the value of these digits being essentially however far you're along the loop, essentially. Pretty cool, actually. Very, very nice setting of the puzzle. Flowed very well. The logic was very solid throughout, except, yeah, for my part, for some reason, I just couldn't think about how you could get here and then still connect here with that. But basically, I wasn't thinking that. I don't know why. I have a counterclockwise bias, I guess, when looking for loops. But this loop, well, actually, this loop does go counterclockwise, but not in the way that I was expecting. I don't know. I'm not sure why. I was expecting it to go like, oh, maybe it's a clockwise. Yeah, I think I have a clockwise bias, I guess, on loops. Not a counterclockwise bound. I guess it kind of makes sense because you're always used to things going that way. Or in the video, it would be like this way. For me, this is clockwise, but that's actually counterclockwise for you guys. So I'm always thinking of this, essentially. So I think but I don't think of loops necessarily going this way, but this one did. So interesting. It's interesting some of the assumptions or not assumptions, but just basically patterns you sort of fit into. Anyways, very cool puzzle. I liked it. I liked the new rule set, and it worked out very well. Puzzle flowed very well. Challenging level, but not, hard. So, very cool puzzle. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.